Hey, things have hit the fan here. During the commercial break, we have several different arguments. No one's listening. I've got a question.
No one's listening to you,
right
true.
Quickly, it's great that LeBron won, but has the super team era killed parity in the NBA? Dadgubbin.
Well, in the playoffs, yeah. But then there's another argument, is parity even good? I mean, there's parity in the NFL right now, and the NFL is kind of a watered-down product. So I don't know. I don't
know. Someone who enjoys Cowboys winning, so I don't think it's a watered-down product at all. But, no, seriously,
I don't think, no, there is not parity right now. There are two teams who are so far ahead of everybody else. San Antonio might have put up a fight if Kawhi Leonard was healthy, but I think it's Cleveland and Golden State. We'll probably see them in the finals again next year.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. I don't think so.
But think regular season then. It's exciting if you're like, hey, we're playing Golden State tonight, and maybe you're Philadelphia, and as a fan, you might show up for the first quarter. I mean, at least it generates that type of excitement.
Before we let Will Strickland chime in, we got to hear what Kevin Durant thinks about this whole situation, because recently he made his comments be known. Kevin Durant came out and said, like, I'm the reason why Orlando couldn't make the playoffs for 5-6 years in a row. Am I the reason that Brooklyn gave all their picks to Boston? Actually, no, that reason is Mikhail Prokhorov. But
actually, Billy King. But
Billy King, well, they were in cahoots. But is Durant not to blame for completely shifting?
Of course he's not. Listen, the National Basketball Association has been around 70-plus years.
Is that what it stands for?
Yes.
Okay.
The NBA, yes. If you didn't know before.
I thought it was no boys allowed, but go on.
I'm here to educate. 5 teams have won 70% of the championship.
5 teams.
5 teams. Parity has never existed in the NBA. Why expect it to exist now? Relax.
Because nobody's ever swept through the playoffs like this. Like
so,
this is, but
parity,
yeah, but I mean, there's parity, and then what we're seeing this year. And this is a different level.
Parity has never existed.
Well, no, there wasn't
competing right now.
Parity wasn't really a myth. Do we remember when Oklahoma City was in the finals against the Cavs, a team that's never won a championship, except if you count Seattle? That's pretty much parity right there. You had a team and a bunch of young guys who had a chance to win a championship. That was one of the teams that was going to change.
I wouldn't call that parity.
But if you go back and look at that Oklahoma City team, they were a super team by accident with all those draft picks. Remember, James Harden was there too. If that team had been able to stick together, then you have a super team that was legit, that wasn't based on free agency. A lot of the
Golden State's legit because they did this through the draft as well.
Look, everything's legit with free agency. That's the rule in place. But parity is not going to be something that's there. A lot of this has to do with the league having rules so that guys stay on their original team. They can get paid more on their original team. And that kind of allows the rich to get richer, because once you've drafted a top-notch player, you basically can have him in your system for his entire career. When there is a change, when somebody leaves, we're blaming the player for doing it, but it's actually the rules that maybe you
I'm
would
not
have
blaming
to
the
look
player
at.
at all
Thank
for
you,
leaving.
sir.
I'm blaming the player for losing a 3-1 lead and then running the team that beat him with it. But anyways,
oh my God.
Moving on. Listen, no. I got another question. You got to let me ask my questions. Let me ask my questions, people. All right. So, Kyrie Irving outplayed Steph Curry in the finals last year. Steph Curry's having an amazing year this year. Amy, now you get to speak. Who holds the edge in this matchup?
Right now, honestly, I'm probably more excited to watch Kyrie. And maybe that's just a bit biased because I think the Cavs, it's kind of, maybe we're on the East Coast. I'm just watching Cleveland a bit more right now. But in that Boston series, I think was it Game 4 when LeBron kind of had his first real slump in the playoffs? And
11-point game?
Was it Kyrie, was it that the game he stepped up and he was unreal, or was that Game 3? I got a little mixed up there. But that was like scary, awesome to watch him do that. So right now, in my mind, he's kind of stealing the show a little bit, but I also think it's exciting because Steph Curry's never really backing down, in my mind anyways. I know you're going to argue his playoff performances in the past. I get it.
There's nothing to argue. That's a fact, right?
Yes. Okay,
go ahead,
all
Will.
I'm saying,
Finals
all I'm saying is
performance,
this.
not playoffs
performance. You know, only when it counts.
Oh, yeah, it's just the finals.
Oh, yeah, because the third round, the conference finals, when they came back against Oklahoma City, that didn't matter.
No, I didn't say it didn't. I'm saying in the finals it counts the most. That's all I'm saying, and that Kyrie Irving has this thing about him. When you watch them take their trophy, he's behind Ty Lue, and when they said we're going, you could see him amped up. He wants that matchup. And I don't know if anyone else, like he's a dog. And there are certain guys or dogs or killers, whatever you call them, he's one of those guys who wants that matchup with Steph Curry. He's not going to shy away from it, but Steph Curry's going to be there, and he's going to show up this year. I'm looking forward to a great matchup between the two guys.
So, will the winner of this matchup win the series? Is that one of the swing states for you guys?
They might end up being a wash between those guys.
I think the series is going to be determined by LeBron. I've learned my lesson over the years. I think if one player has any say over it, it's LeBron. But this is a captivating matchup between two absolutely brilliant, smaller-sized players, point guards, guards, whatever you want to call them. They're both astonishing for their skill, their ability, their clutch play, their leadership.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I can't give anybody the edge because they're both playing so brilliantly right now.
Yes.
All right, now another superstar we have not, or all-star, I wouldn't give him superstar status.
Right.
All-star that we haven't talked about yet. Draymond Green.
I think he's.
I didn't even ask the question yet.
I know what you're going to say. I think he's going to be a huge thing. Sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
We're
cutting off Akil like crazy
I'm not
today.
upset. I'm not
I actually feel bad for you today.
Sorry.
Okay, so Amy, I'll let you answer first, though. Okay, here's the deal.
I just love Draymond.
We'll strike this deal. Draymond Green really hurt the Warriors last year in the finals. Yeah. This year, he's only had one tech in the playoffs, and Steve Kerr's come out and said that he's never seen him in a better place mentally. Can Draymond keep it together for the entire finals and not cost the Warriors this time around?
I don't think he will cost them.
Really?
No, I would.
The stage is huge.
Listen,
the lights are on.
Listen, I love Sharpies. The big Sharpies. I would go get a big Sharpie and write 3-1 in his locker. And that's all he needs to remember right now. Because it's different if you're Steph Curry and you can say, I didn't perform in the playoffs because I didn't hit shots or I didn't do this. But Draymond had to look in the mirror and say, my behavior may have cost us a ring. And that's different. And that's a different decision that you make as a player. I think he's going to be huge because who is going to guard LeBron? And Draymond Green is going to have to take on a huge role in this playoffs. And he might not get the credit for scoring the points and all that stuff, but if he can keep focused and he can
Will, that's
not
an
necessarily
intense look
stop.
we're catching from
I
over
know.
there.
Yeah, because I'm listening to what she's saying.
Yeah.
And
I want to hear what you're thinking.
And I'm like,
you can
well,
see the
Draymond
Sharpie,
Green,
right? You can see me walking
but I don't know
in,
if that's the motivation. I think that he's playing well this year. He's the key to everything they do. He's their defensive quarterback, and without Draymond Green, like you have a two-time MVP and another MVP in Kevin Durant, but if you lose Draymond Green, you lose a series. And Draymond Green losing that one game, I didn't think shook the series that much. They could have won in Game 5. They could have. But he had two other times to redeem, and he played well in those two games. But at the end of the day, like Dan said, there's the lone X factor. His name is LeBron Raymond James.
Okay, now, you mentioned X Factor. I wanted to find out who the other X Factor is. You can't include Kevin Durant or, LeBron James, Dan Gladman. Who is your X Factor for this series?
Well, I'll give you my X Factor. I just want to say I agreed with everything you guys said.
I agreed with nothing
until you said at the end. The X Factor in this.
I was agreeing with you.
In this, I know until I can't even. I already forgot what you said, but you said something at the end which I disagreed with. The X Factor is Klay Thompson. He is the guy who has not performed at his regular level for Golden State throughout the playoffs.
Him and Steph, then.
No, Steph's been great. Klay has not been hitting his shot the whole playoff series. If he finds his shot, if he can guard a little bit, if he can help out a bit on LeBron and or Kyrie, it gives Golden State one extra bit of ammunition, a little advantage over the Cavs.
Quickly, just the name.
Klay Alexander Thompson is the guy who has to do the job.
You just need the name, though.
Can't be Harrison Barnes this year.
Okay,
can't be Harrison Barnes.
Is he your X Factor?
Klay, we agree.
Quickly,
again.
just the name.
Draymond.
Okay. Kevin Love. Zev Love. I really feel like he's got something cooking under there. When we return, the Toronto Raptors have the 23rd overall pick in the draft. Now, 23rd could mean something. Some good players have been picked up at that spot. So when we return, we will break down who we would like to see the Raptors take. Or maybe they should trade up. Who knows? Let's find out. We break down the 2017 draft when we return on Hair Up!